wasn't predicted as it happened, but you knew that something would happen between the two of them ultimately, because it just, made the book very interesting. And I think it wasn't avoidable, it had to be done to have a good ending to the story. I mean, Jordan had to die, or, something really bad had to happen to him for the story to have a good ending. I just wish that it would go on a little bit more after the fact of that fire that happened. I wish it went on maybe another chapter to explain what life was like after that fire again.
I feel like that we should have waited a while before Jordan and Gerald tried to kill each other, because it wasn't a fair matchup. Gerald was how old again? Still
18, 17.
Like, he wasn't really a full adult like Jordan was. I felt like he should have waited till he was 25 before facing off against Jordan to even the odds.
But I mean, like, he had to go through another 8 years of having Jordan there. So
That's another 8 years of Jordan.
I think it was like Dee said, it was not that predictable. Like, I don't know, he never really I don't think he ever really stuck up to Jordan during the book. I mean, not like necessarily like a fight or anyway. And then like the foreshadow of it, I definitely think was him going to jail, because it kind of just one bad thing happened, and then later on in the story at the end, I guess he dies.
I think like it was kind of necessary for him to die, because in the story, like at the end, he didn't go to jail, or if he didn't die and he went to jail again, that's just kind of like another chance for him to come back into their life again, because he did come back once already after he went to jail, so it was kind of necessary for him to die in the story.
I thought it was predictable, kind of, once it said in the story that Gerald was walking along, and all of a sudden he saw the fire, and right before that they had said that Jordan and Angel were in the bedroom and the fire was in the kitchen. So I thought it was kind of predictable that something was going to happen, something bad, because Gerald knew what was going on inside the house, but once he saw that Angel's door was locked, he definitely knew what was going on.
yeah, like I thought it was predictable. Like they'd have a face-off since he was like 9 when they kind of first met, because he would stand up and say, "Don't touch her," all the way up. So you kind of knew at some point when he was big enough, he was going to fight him. And I think that it was unavoidable because like the audience needs the closure. Like you said, Evan, like if he goes to jail, that happened before, then what's going to happen next? You kind of need to wrap it up. So I think him dying was the only real way to kind of make the audience feel like he's gone.
I agree with that, because I do think that there was foreshadowing, like Kyle said, when he was like 7 or 9, he was planning, when he got older, that he would stand up against Jordan, but he knew that he was too small now. He would just get punched or thrown to the side. And in like a literal way of him being necessary to die, he pretty much saved Gerald and Angel by tripping over him, and then they got some fresh air that they could climb down the stairs. So I guess for them to live, it was necessary for him to die.
Yeah, I think he could have, it would have been a closure to it, because Monique, this one time she said that she didn't like it, that he hit her, so it felt like she was starting to stand up against Jordan. And I guess she has more power than the whole book gives her during the whole time. If she just leaves Jordan, then he can come back. But after jail, she invited him and she wanted him to be with them again. So I guess it was necessary in the way Thor said, but they could have gotten rid of him without him dying.
On the other hand, I feel like it would have been way better if Jordan just stayed in jail for life after raping Angel, at the courts. Because if he stayed in jail for the rest of life, none of this would have happened. Gerald wouldn't have to, fight him Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker style, I think. And, well, Angel just would be traumatized.
I mean, I kind of agree with you, but you can't change the law. Like, if there's... Yeah, if you don't have evidence, you can't put someone in for life. Like, I know what you mean. I think everyone would like that to happen for someone who would rape a
It'd be a completely different story.
Yeah.
They caught him kind of in the action, though. I mean, they have, if you hear any, little kid tell you that sort of stuff, you have to look into that. Like, if a 3-year-old comes up to you and says, "I'm being molested," the police have to look into that, especially if they came in and he was, walking towards her and they were alone. He obviously went to jail for some time, so they had some form of evidence. kind of going off Eric, not quite like just going to jail right away, but like them finding him a second time, or Gerald finding him a second time, now that he's older, he could probably pose more evidence and he could probably be thrown away instead of dying.
Well, I think if he wouldn't have died in the fire, that definitely would have happened the second time.
I think that it was pretty unavoidable because of just who Jordan and Gerald were, like, in comparison to Angel, because Jordan just wanted to hurt her, and Gerald was kind of like her protector.
I think there was an actual passage where Jordan was like, I know that we're gonna fight. I think Gerald straight up thought in his mind was like a passage that was like, yeah, me and Gerald are gonna have to fight, or Jordan, we're gonna have to fight.
Yeah.
I think that every time that we saw Jordan come home drunk or something, or at some time late at night, we would know that eventually that he would meet up with Gerald and there would be some kind of showdown.
Also, I think what makes it unavoidable was, I mean, he literally saw Jordan